上去，取下原本端半星脚腕的喷口，用流道延长球关节，把喷口替换到腰部，切断腰部装位，填补零件原本的偷浆，最后平喷个白色红色，这样一个简单的平喷就做完了。
Okay, seriously dude, this video just blew my mind. I don't know if this method can produce a pretty good end result. How about we prove firsthand whether this quiet, unique method can actually produce a great end result? Or is this video just a fake? If this method worked properly, why am I using an airbrush to paint all this time? Let's prove it together with us, Alice Kingdom. The first step to getting the best result is to choose the right bottle. A bottle with finer spray, of course, will produce better results. I happen to have two bottles here. Let's try which bottle has a finer spray. First bottle. Okay, like that. The second bottle. Whoops! Wasn't all that great. The particle size that comes out tends to be unstable. So I'm going to choose the first bottle for this experiment. Of course, we need to make sure this bottle doesn't have any contaminant inside. Because this is a used bottle from hand sanitizer, so I rinse it first with isopropyl alcohol. And because I plan to use the lacquer base as the paint, then next I rinse with thinner for the lacquer paint. Wait for it to dry and the bottle is ready to use. I will use these two parts as our experiment, just in case I make a mistake. I will use two types of paint for this experiment, primer and color paint. I think the key to success in this experiment is how thick the paint should be. If you watch my video about tutorials using airbrush, you will know if the paint we use has the right thickness. First, I will use a primer with a thickness according to my airbrush setting. Okay, this is not a good sign. Let's try it anyway. If you are already familiar painting with spray can, you shouldn't have any problem with painting method. I think my paint is too thin. As you can see, the paint is moving away from its place. I will try to make it thicker. I have made this primer thicker. Now let's try again. Wow, I was quite surprised with the result. To make sure, let's wait to dry. I'm sure you're as surprised as I am. Indeed, the results are not as thin as if using an airbrush, but this method is a viable option. Now it's time for the color paint to come into action. The thickness I use is roughly the same as the previous primer. I will treat this method like I use a spray can. I will apply a thin layer first. After it dries, I will spray the next layer. Wow, just wow. I'm just speechless. If you ask me again, can this method be used? Obviously, it can, but I will discuss some of the pros and cons of this method. For the pros, it is clear that this method has a cheaper initial cost than an airbrush. I mean that you only need a spray bottle as a tool. You can also mix color unlike spray can, which the available color are limited to factory choice. As for the cons, this method is more wasteful of paint when compared to an airbrush. This is because we cannot control the size of the spray, and of course, in the long run, it will cost more for the paint to be spent. Other than that, the results are also not as good as the airbrush, but it can still be said to be okay. So, you still want to use the airbrush or switch to using this method? Your choice.